Today's gonna be a short video about the extended landing gear on the Avid and how I rate them or how I'm enjoying them thus far. And we'll do a little comparison to what the distances were on the old landing gear. So this gear, as you can see, is set up is a spring gear now, whereas the old gear were a bungee system where the bungee would come up, tie into a hoop, and then come down and tie up to your landing gear. It's a pretty traditional setup landing gear. Overall, I like the gear. It does what it's supposed to be doing. Also, the stability on takeoff is a lot better, and also in land, especially on landing, is a lot better. It's not as narrow as the traditional or the actual gear for the Avid are. It's not as squirrely. So when you're coming in and you're using your rudder and stuff on those lines to keep yourself centered down that center line, it's longitudinally pretty stable. I have noticed though, if you do get beyond a certain point with all gear, it's a lot more opposite input to correct it. Reason being is wider out there. Once you get past the pendulum, it's going to take more to bring it back. All in all though, pretty stable set of gear. I do enjoy them. The perk of them, the stability, and also it allowed for probably a little bit stiffer landings, I would say, when I'm coming in and plotting them down and setting, trying to plant real stiff. These were good for that. Con, if you did come in too hard or land too hard, I feel like I have more bounce out of these. There's no give. They're pretty stiff and solid, so you do get a little bounce out of them. So it's kind of walking the line to find that right amount of force to plant, yet not bounce up and lose 15 feet on your landings. Overall, when they came in, they were in really good condition. I did do some modifications to them from the guy who built them for me. I will put a link in or this section of the video here where you see where I got him from and has his phone number and stuff like that. He's also on Barnstormers. That's how I originally got a hold of him. But my centerpiece here, it was open from here down, along here open, and along here open. I basically just cut some metal out, tabbed it in, and I just wanted to close this box off so I didn't have any ability to collapse in the corners. The gear is going to keep it from collapsing. I just want a little more. It doesn't hurt. Also, I welded up the pipe ends when they would meet. Same with this. And it just felt more finished to me. I sent off the powder coat. I got a powder coat for $100, the whole set. Great guy, local guy. When you do order these gear, and you make sure when you specify what they're going on, you would think Avid and Kit Fox early models, same mounting positions. They are not. We had a little wires crossed. I got the gear. This section right here did not fit. It was too short to line up. Spoke with the guy manufacturer, or the guy who built it for me, and he had basically just paid for me to ship it back, fixed it, and he shipped me back the piece. All worked out great. So it does take a little fine tuning in your joints or where your mounting points are to make it all work. Just kind of grinding away the ear to make it round and make it more pleasant on the eye. The brake line I'm running is actually a flex tubing, 1/4 inch I believe, and it works really well for what I need to do. The only problem with this stuff is when it gets old, when you apply your brakes, the tubing actually get weaker and allow the expansion. So when you're hitting your brake and you're expanding that brake line, hopefully push the puck out, you actually lose some of it to the expansion of the line. So I swap mine out every year or two. It's real easy. Stuff's pissed to buy and it's real easy to do, so it's not that big of a deal for me to do. But that is a con for the system I'm running. So that is with the puck and all that good stuff set up. I have enough slack there to keep it working and happy. You do have to on your steal your axle off your old gear, and also you have to mount up, make your mounting plate. This comes as a square. I rounded the edges, made it look decent, and lined up my bolt hole pattern to make it take the adapting plate for your brake pads, or your puck and caliper. Short of that, great gear, love it, works well. The guy who makes the manufacturer, real great guy. It's great to get along with and easy to talk to. Okay, bear with me trying to hold the camera and talk and hold the gear leg up so you can see kind of a comparison where they're at. It's a lot of tasks asking me, so let's see if I can do it. So pretend this is where the mounting would be, and we'll try to make it back there. Try to make it as horizontal as it would be to where the bungees would go. So as you can see, overall, I'm getting damn near foot each side, so I'm actually 2 feet over original gear. As you can see, BMI is not technical nor scientific. This is just roughly me trying to hold the gear up and so you get a good view. But as you can see, they're a lot wider. I chose not to cover them. One reason being is I tend to use this as a step. And if it was covered, I'd be poking a hole in the wall. So anyways, that's the gear system. Like I said, I did not weigh one to the other. I'm guessing the newer gear is going to be heavier. That's just common sense. I was short of that, great gear, bouncy. If you hit hard, you will bounce up. If not, you plant, you stick, and it's really happy playing. So, like I said, the guy's information I'll also put in the notes here. If you want to get a hold of him, get some wider gear on your Kitfox or Avid, he's more than willing to build you something.